Hello, guys. Good morning. It's Mazi again, and I'm here to do my daily outlook as usual. But before we dive into the reason for the day or the purpose for the day, I have to first of all introduce you guys to one of the best prop firms out there, and also is the prop firm I trade with, and their name is Hola Prime. Yes, why am I presenting Hola Prime to you guys? Because a lot of things have been going in the industry where a lot of traders, trade, go through the stress of passing phase one, phase two, gets to pay out, and they get denied for some flimsy reasons, right? And the day I discovered Hola Prime, even before they gave me a deal, I said, this is a brand I'm going to work with, regardless of other brands that were coming to my DM. Because why? I love what they offer, right? They are so they are so keen about their reputation that they had to even allow an international body to audit them, and that is Deloitte. Now, Deloitte did an audit on Hola Prime and made two discoveries. Number one, they have the fastest payout in the industry, which lasted for about 3 minutes and some seconds. And number two is they've not had any payout denial. All these things are put out by Deloitte, and it actually boosted my confidence. I said, okay, I'm going to bring it to the notice of my community. This is a good firm to work with. And not just that, they also created a program called the Prime Circle, where if you get to, get 5 payouts in a row, they're going to introduce you to the Prime Circle and give you access to a black card and some other amazing benefits. You can even have your capital up to $2 million, your trading capital up to $2 million. That shows you that this firm wants traders that know how to trade. And not just that, they recently launched a broker also called Hola Prime Market. So it's safe to say Hola Prime is regulated. And Hola Prime operates in US, Canada, and some other countries where most of your prop firms cannot operate in. They have the futures also. So it's a very amazing firm. There's no payout denial, no lot size restriction, no consistency rule except you're doing payout on demand. There's no slippage or necessary slippage, right? There's no margin rule. And news trading also is allowed, and weekend holding is allowed. So Hula Prime doesn't really stress you. Just come and trade, adhere to their rules, and withdraw. So once you get an account, click the link on my profile and sign up for Hula Prime. Then use my code MAZFX anytime you want to get an account to enjoy a 30% discount. Right? So we have other discount that is ongoing. On the screen, you can see it displayed there. Choose any account of your choice and purchase with that discount code. Make sure you're signing up through my link to enjoy it. All right? Make sure you sign in through my link to enjoy it. And if the program is done, you can always fall back to MaziFX. The name MaziFX gives you a 30% discount on any account of your choice. All right, so let's dive into the business of the day. So yeah, looking at gold, looking at gold, looking at gold, looking at gold. Gold is looking somehow, right? But like I said last week, my outlook has been on the side of the buys. Now, why am I doing that? Because what has been moving price has always been the daily, right? The daily. Like I said earlier, this is the last daily structure. Made a first move, moved, couldn't get to the high, came back, reswept it, took the total low of the structure, rejected inside again, buy momentum, moved, couldn't keep up, right? It came down again. It came down again, it reswept that same low. After sweeping that low, closed out with a body and what did an engulfing inside again, right? Which could be a possible confirmation of a buying pressure to the upside. I don't know. I just speculate and I trade. Now, what are my expectations? Owing to the fact that when I zoom in, I noticed it has not tapped into this zone, right? This is the previous structure of that block. It didn't make a tap, or very, very, very close, right? What can most likely happen is it will come back and retap it. But it would have been fair or better if it tapped it before it did this. I'd have been more confident in buying this. So it can still come down, right, and hit this point before moving, or come to the midpoint, then we'll ride it to this high. Or it can as well move from here, because moving from here is still not bad at the end of the day. Still not bad business. That's why I marked it, and I'm trading off the 50%. You can see I'm tapped in. So we'll just wait and see what the market has to offer, right? If it's going to move, fine. If it's not moving, of course, it's going to be a -1 arrow, and that is minus 0.25% of my account size. All right. So let's move on. Let's move on to the next um pair, and that's BTC. So yeah, BTC has been I don't even know the state I should say BTC has been in. Right, TCIC is state of ranging, yeah. But looking at this, the past 2 weeks, BTC has been inside the range of this long candle, which took this low. Right, BTC has been in that range, and I would have said BTC is going to what come inside of this other block if he had given me something around this zone, but I'm not seeing it. So I'm not seeing it. So for now, I don't really know what BTC wants to do. Just maybe he's going to react off any point here and drop. But inside of the structure, that's internally, which I'm not even going to consider this internal structure. It makes no sense because why? Externally has done this and done this. So anything internal should be out of the picture. Yes, I think it should be out of the picture. Right. So it's best I stick to the system. So but the problem here now is we're having a counter structure on the H4. A counter structure on the H4. Now the problem, and that problem is, it did not tap into the other block or the source candle. See, it did not tap. Came very close and moved. Now, knowing BTC very well, this guy will most likely drop and touch this point before going up or going down. Yes. So I was supposed to take a trade yesterday off this point. It said continuation, but I said no. BTC acts somehow crazy sometimes. And so what it did is now this long candle it's printed here, this M15 candle. So if it should break below it, close to the body, what I do, I just mark the 50% of that range of that candle. Where is this thing? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Okay, this is it. Here we go. This point to this point, yeah. So if I should get a close below this low, I'm waiting for a pullback. That's a body close below that low. I'm waiting for something like this so I can short into this zone here. Yes, that would be the plan, into that 50%. But once price gets to this point, I lock because it can reverse from here. Anything can happen. But the safest point should be this midpoint, or BTC can just break it and tank lower. Whichever I wants to do, we just wait and see. So let's check GBP USD. Go back to the weekly. All right, go back to the weekly. From the look of things, I don't need a soothsayer to tell me because this has done this move, came back, which is normal. It's supposed to have moved to this point, and it went here halfway. I think this will tank. This will tank lower to this point. Yes, I think it will tank to this point because this structure, this weekly structure did not fully complete because there was nobody close, right? So the only last structure here that is valid remains this one. So GU is going to tank to this point and move back. So bias has changed. Looking at how this candle closed last week, bias has changed. I'm going to close out this buy and wait until I get a clear entry for a sell continuation all the way down to this point, right? So we'll move to the next pair, US 30. US 30 is still looking as if it wants to do a very big deep pullback, but I don't know what the plan is. This is a previous weekly structure, and which came into this point, reacted nicely and moved off, but we'll just keep our fingers crossed. Let's see. And it gave us a daily break of structure here. So it's only right it retraces all the way down, yeah, into this 50% here, 50% here, then we get the move to the upside. Still same bias. Let's go to GJ. All right, so looking at GJ on the weekly time frame, I don't really need a soothsayer to tell me that this young man wants to dump. This young man has to dump to this point. Same thing on GU, right? The weekly structure failed to fully form, and this guy is expected to come to this origin, but he did not. Rather, he reacted off this point and started displaying some useless price action. So I am in on short, and I'm going to short it till we get to this origin before we decide if we're going to what move to the upside. So that's my outlook for today. Yeah, that's my outlook for today. But let me check if I'm going to see a possible trade inside of it. A possible trade. 2 hours. Is there any structure on 2 hours? Is there any possible? Of course, there's a structure on 2 hours, but I don't know. Let me see if same thing is visible on the 4 hours. Yes, same thing is visible on the 4 hours time frame. Okay, let me see. Hmm, since looking somehow now. Let me verify. Let me see. This is the low. Oh shit. Okay, okay. Okay. All right. So this. Okay, there's nothing clear there. We'll check again. Let's check and see. This is the low. Okay, the high. This is where we had our change of character from the daily, from the 2 hours. But now the little problem here now is okay. All right. So this last 4 hour structure, this last 4 hour structure, you can see internal reaction here, down, couldn't make it. Now it's trying to break it to the downside. So yeah, I'm expecting it to come to this point. I don't expect this point to hold anyways. But just in case it holds, it's fine. But what you're looking for is a zone to sell from. Yeah, a very good zone to sell from. So let's check. Let's check the 1 hour time frame if we're going to get anything. Anything. She can't. All right. Sorry about the background noise. All right, so let's move forward. So, okay, this is down, oh, down. Okay. All right, so okay, 2 hours, yeah. So the expectation should be for this young man to either react off this point. Yeah, I don't know, but we might get a possible reaction off this point and sell continuation. But I'm not going to take this. It doesn't meet all my requirement. But what will most likely happen is it will move from here, right? But I would have expected it to come somewhere around this zone. This zone for me to engage any cells for now around these zones, yeah, that high there. Then I start looking forward to a possible sell. To a possible sell. Yeah. And yes, safe to say this was, yeah, this was still a 4 hours, of course. So this will be the 4 hours internal change of character. Yeah, still looks valid. Around this zone is where I'm expecting, or let's say, let's drag this thing all the way to this point here. And the midpoint should be the safest zone for me to take this to the downside. So that's my expectation for today. That's my expectation for today. Let me check if there's a lower time frame, something I can trade off on the lower time frame of this US 30. I had a buy trade here that failed. For a buy continuation, failed last week. Let me delete all this. Let me delete all this. So let's see. This is the lowest point. Oh. Pretty much nothing. This is a range. This is a clear range. This is a clear range, and we're going to let the market tip its hand before we engage. All right, so that about that on today's outlook. I will see you guys on tomorrow's outlook. Bye and have a profitable day.